Hey guys, before we start the podcast, I just wanted to let you all know that my husband, Bert Kreischer, is starting his new Permission to Party World Tour with all new material. He's been off the road for almost a year, and he's ready to get back out there, and I'm ready for him to get back out there. Tons of dates and cities. Go to bertbertbert.com to find a show near you. When girls replace what they want to be when they grow up, writer, actor, doctor, astronaut, with a single word, thin. I was like, wow. I just got chills when I read that out loud.
Yeah.
Wow.
Book club. Book club. Here we are.
I'm not sure I'm ready to read your friend's book for the holidays.
Oh, that's okay. I have some ideas.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I have an idea.
I have an idea also, but I don't think you guys are going to like my idea. Sandra gave me an idea, but it's about like fairy smut. And I said no. I was like, I don't want to read fairy smut.
Wait, she brought this up before.
Yeah. She's obsessed with us reading some kind of fairy smut.
I'm okay with reading fairy smut. I don't think it's going to be for me, but I'm willing to have an open mind. But fairy smut tends to be long.
I think it is long. And fairies to me just scream spring. So, you know what?
So fairy smut in the spring.
Yeah, we got to,
Right around Valentine's Day.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do fairies at Christmas. That's counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Fairies are like springtime.
Right. Yeah.
That's what my brain keeps
Christmas
going.
is more like elves. Yeah.
Exactly.
Is there elf
exactly.
smut? Like, can we read elf smut?
I'm sure there is elf smut. Somebody did a take on Lord of the Rings where everybody was hooking up, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm glad you have an idea. I have one idea, but again, I don't think you guys are going to like it. And I can't remember the name of it, and I left my phone downstairs. So my people in the booth will have to help me find it. But I'm really intrigued, and I'm going to read it whether you guys do or not.
Okay, well, now I'm dying to know.
I know,
and
right? Like
you're
with the
just
lead
leaving
up,
us
like,
hanging.
I have to listen to the whole episode to find out.
Do I have to listen to the whole episode?
Yes, because we're going to create it right now.
Okay.
A book of poetry. I was so interested in. I haven't read poetry in so long.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad we jumped in. I'm glad it was short.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm so busy. I was like, I can do this, no problem. But I have a lot of opposing thoughts about this book. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think about this book.
I'm fascinated that you have. I felt like it was really a not a very controversial choice. That it was like, oh, it's short, it's easy, I relate. Okay.
No, not controversial. I don't have controversial.
Oh.
I have love-hate thoughts.
Oh.
Gotcha. Like
I hate thoughts.
You have hate thoughts? Oh, thank you. You have hate thoughts. Well, let's start with hate.
Okay, well, I will say, first of all, I haven't read poetry in forever. And I was not, I was fine with reading it, but I would never choose this. Like, I'm not a poetry person.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that it was short.
Yeah.
That was good. I will say that I read it really quickly. I forgot that this date was right around the corner. I kept thinking I had another week. So I actually didn't start this book until Monday.
Wow.
So I read it in 2 days. It was super easy to read. I mean, they're very short poems on a page. Like it was easy. However, I do feel like I may have read some of it too fast. I probably should have slowed down and processed it a little bit more. I have a lot of thoughts about some of the stuff, but I was like, I don't enjoy poetry. I don't know. It was not, it was fine, but I had a lot of thought about her content, about the the overall tone and the feeling and whatnot. But,
I think she's clinically depressed.
oh my God, 100%.
Yeah, I think she's a depressed person.
And literally at one point I wrote a note that was like, why is everything so depressing?
Yeah, because she's depressed.
I didn't think it was depressing, and I didn't get that thought.
So then
from
you are clinically depressed.
No, I just thought, to me, poetry is just, it's the interiority that you don't speak. The speakable stuff, it would be lyrics, would be, a lyric or, prose. It would be, so
is poetry inherently depressing? Is that what you mean?
Well,
or dark?
To me, often it is. It's about just, and interiority can be perceived as dark. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, then
that's interesting because I feel like so many lyrics are like that. They are speaking whatever the artist is trying to put out there. So interesting. Huh. I don't know.
Yeah, I hadn't read poetry. I was really into poetry in high school, hardcore into poetry. And reading poetry made me realize how much I really enjoyed poetry when I was younger and how much it inspired, I think, the way I ended up writing as an older adult. Not that I wrote in a lyrical way, but that I don't know, I just didn't really put two and two together that poetry had any influence on the way I think until I read this book, because I hadn't read poetry in so long. And, like The Prophet is a book of poetry about kind of like, it's almost like the Bible, but reimagined and in poetry form. And that book meant so much to me. But even before that, I remember in high school having a magazine that had a poem of the month in it. And I would cut them out and paste them in a notebook so that I could keep all the poems and I'd go back and read them over and over and over again. I wonder if I was depressed when I was in high school, if poetry is supposed to be like dark like this. But I remember the poetry, maybe what I thought was poetry was actually prose, because a lot of the poetry I read was about hope and love and finding love. Or
no, I don't think that poetry has to be about dark stuff. It can be about whatever.
Yeah. But just secret stuff?
I don't know. I didn't find it depressing. I found it relatable, but maybe I am depressed.
I don't know if you're depressed, but I about halfway through the book went, this woman is definitely depressed. Like she's a glass half empty girl. Like I felt like a lot of the stuff she was writing about was glass half empty.
Okay, I'm dying to dig into which one.
All right, I printed mine out.
I took
that's
notes.
Funny. There was one poem that I felt was that I related to.
Oh, I related to
maybe
so
there was
many
a couple, but there was only one I wrote.
Now
about.
I feel like a crazy person. I feel like
but some of them
you guys
are
going
funny.
to reject me from the friend group.
Some of them are funny.
The one I related to was the one I thought was funny.
Which one? Comedy routine?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the one.
So funny.
Yeah.
Right?
How do I find my notes?
So I'll read it. Ready? Mm-hmm. Comedy routine. Some women will say the happiest day of their life was when their child was born. And I think, lady, when my son was born, I ripped from V to A. I couldn't shit without calling the police. The happiest day of my life was when I was at a foot spa getting a pedicure. The woman doing my feet got into some gossip with the lady sitting beside her. She got so distracted, she rubbed my legs for half an hour. That was the best day of my life. And I was like, that's funny. Yeah. But that's on page 6. And I was like, awesome. This is going to be some of this. And I think that's the last time I thought something was funny.
I'm 100% on your page.
Are you?
Yes.
How funny.
Yeah, but there were, okay, so I don't know that there were other funny ones per se, but I wasn't expecting it. It's poetry, so I wasn't expecting, it's not Shel Silverstein. Like, I'm not expecting a laugh riot. But like Kitty about, what are we going to do about that cat? What are we going to do about that cat? What are we going to do about that cat? And about adopting a cat. Yeah. That was that was light and sort of funny. That was
that's true.
Relatable, funny. I mean, not a laugh riot, not comedy, but sweet.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
I think I wanted a little more of that, maybe. A little more variety, because a lot of it was like, there was one about being married to a tree. Do you remember that one? Mm-mm. Here. The romantic marries a tree. It is not impossible, a beautiful ceremony followed by a lifetime of strife. How you never take my hand and walk me to a sunset. Tell me, I'm a cello playing in a ruined city. Never paint me as a French girl. Call in frantic desperation from the corner of your office. There are no sonnets or midnight songs. Instead, you park out in our backyard, wind rifling through your branches, while I, ever the romantic, sleep safely underneath. So some of that is beautiful, and some of that I'm like, bummer. You feel like he never takes your hand. You don't walk at sunset. It really is. And I guess it's a lifetime of strife. And I guess some of that's true about being married, but I don't know, it just kind of bummed me out. I was just like bummed.
Oh, I see. When I
read
called? That,
The Romantic Marries a Tree.
No. There's one, The Invisible Hand, and I just highlighted the title and I wrote, why are they all so depressing? This strikes me as so sad. And I feel like that is the same thing.
I printed it.
They all are so sad. I don't get it.
Yeah. Here's the invisible hand.
Okay.
Time dripped from the faucet until late 30s. An invisible hand reached down and turned the tap to a steady stream. I couldn't begin to understand it. The sudden brevity of seasons. 1 minute cutting a watermelon, the next a Christmas tree. I stood at the sink and wondered how to spend my life. There was no answer. Instead, a voice from behind the curtain. We only have so many summers with our children. Like a good mother, I made plans.
You thought that was sad? Or
yes.
I mean,
like there's no joy in the fact that they're growing up. It's just so like, oh my God, everything is happening. Like, I don't know. Like,
oh, but I thought
this one didn't make me sad.
I thought the joy was like going from cutting watermelons to cutting Christmas trees is like, those are the fun things that we do. But it's just like I related to that. I just felt like, oh my God, it's been so great, but it's so fast. And suddenly I have a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old and what the hell?
I related to that too. This one did not make me depressed.
This was a culmination of several that I finally got to the point where like, why are they all so depressing? But that one made me sad.
Well,
I didn't see it as like...
I see this as realism, not depression, but as realism. Like the reality of life is you do go through seasons and there is a brevity of the moment, and cutting watermelons to cutting Christmas trees is what your every cycle, summer to winter, until your kids are gone. And this is where we are right now, right? Is we're past this part. We don't make plans with our kids anymore. So I can see why it would make you sad. This one did not make me sad. This one made me go, this is a realist's poem, and I am past this stage of her life. And that makes me sad. Being past this stage of my life makes me sad. I was just talking to someone the other day about that. I was like, yesterday. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be. I'm pivoting off the book for a second. I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling right now, because I feel like this amazing time with our kids happened, and life is just a bit too quiet. It's just too quiet. And when noise shows up, I don't know if it's always a joyful noise. And I'm not depressed. I'm super happy. But to just sit in reality, where is the reality of right now? I'm thinking about, because one of my close friends' mother just passed away. I'm thinking about what that looks like for me and for all of my peers. And that is the future. Whereas 10 years ago, the future was this, without regard so much for the sorrow that's coming for me, right? Sorrow's coming for all of us, loss and grief. And there's no avoiding it. And the kind of doom that brings with it. And I'm a positive, glass half full, happy-go-lucky, optimistic person. But the reality is, doom is headed my way with my parents and my friend. It was heartbreaking to watch Sandy lose her mother. It was heartbreaking. I'm going to watch you lose your parents, and it's going to break my heart. And you'll watch me lose mine. And that's where we are. We're past her poem. And we're in that place that is sad inherently, or at least it has some sadness coming our way. And I was wondering yesterday, I really do believe the statement I've made a bunch of times where, the depth of your sadness allows yourself to fill up with joy. And if we're in this moment of cutting new teeth, sort of, so that we can fill stuff up with joy. Deep Thoughts with LeeAnn Kreischer. But that's what that poem did for me, is that it made me sad, but I didn't think she was presenting sadness in that poem. But it still
to
made
me,
me
a lot
sad.
of them, that poem and others just made me feel seen, that it's, I agree with you. I was just talking to my sister on the way in here that this just, it's a hard time of life. And it's every time in life can be hard, challenging in different ways, but it's not an easy time in life with aging parents and in poor health and our kids leaving home. And there's a lot. So it is a heavy time. And so for me, it felt cathartic I just felt seen, that I was like, yeah, stuff is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, but I'm still happy. Yeah, I'm a happy person, but I would like it acknowledged.
Yeah.
From time to time that this is hard and it's okay to feel like it's hard.
Right. Well, let's discuss that for a minute, because I think, honestly, this woman represents the way a lot of women feel, that they feel like things are exhausting and things are hard, and I'm married, but then I have a life of strife, and then there's good stuff, and I get to curl up underneath the limbs of this tree that I married, and I've just commented in this whole poem about the tree not being sensitive or not being romantic. I'm the romantic, but there's safety in marrying a tree, right? I think that's the gist of what she's saying, is that would she be safe if she married another romantic? I don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of her poems were like that, were about the duality of things, because there was that one about going to get a mammogram. I made notes on it, but
see if I can find it.
I can't remember which.
I printed out the ones I like because I was like, I'll never be able to shuffle through my Kindle. So when we were remodeling our houses, I wore a pair of boots every day. I wore the same boots every day. They beat my feet up. My feet were exhausted. They were tired. They just didn't have the right support, really. I'd take them off at the end of the day. My feet would be killing me, and they would smell bad, to be honest with you. But I bought these Brunt boots, and they are so comfortable. I don't know what it is about how the toes of them are made, but my toes have room to move. And so my feet don't hurt. They're just really, really comfortable, very sturdy. They're kind of great. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. Brunt thought that was BS. So they built tough boots that feel great from day one. No break-in, no sore feet. Brunt's best-selling Marin work boots are not only built for the toughest job sites, they're completely waterproof. Whether it's rain, mud, or standing water, your feet stay dry. From oily workshop floors to muddy farm fields and everywhere in between, the Marin 6-inch soft toe is built for workers across a variety of trades. Brunt isn't just about work boots. They offer a full range of high-performance gear built for tough jobs. From heavy-duty work pants to weather-resistant jackets, Brunt designs durable, reliable workwear to keep you protected and productive in any condition. Brunt knows they have the best boots on the planet, so they'll let you try any of their products on the job. With temps dropping and the holidays coming up, it's time to treat yourself or the hardworking man in your life to real comfort. Skip the throwaway gifts and get him something built to last. Brunt Workwear. Our listeners get $10 off their entire order with code WIFE at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com and use code WIFE. Order today and let them know you heard it here on Wife of the Party.
I don't know. I didn't think that it was depressing that she was irritated with her husband for saying like, oh, I could give you a breast exam. It was, this isn't really fair to do to poetry for me to just like, and then she said this and then he said this. It's not how it went, but that just the duality of feeling like irritated by that she's like, okay, well, like I got to get shit done.
Yeah.
I have these 10 things to do and my freaking mammogram, which is not that fun or whatever. But then by the end of it, she's like, and now I'm thinking of sex too. And so to me, it wasn't depressing or depressed. Like, I don't love my husband. She's like, yeah, I'm still into my husband. Just pissed me off.
Yeah. So maybe it's more, maybe what I'm feeling is my takeaway from it as opposed to each thing. Because as I read that poem just there, I was like, oh, well, that's just a realist. She's just presenting things from a realistic, it is both and. Yeah. But when I put the book down, I thought, this woman is depressed. That's what I thought when I put the book down. Sorry, the woman who wrote this book. But I mean, I thought it was creative. I thought it was, not every poem rhymed. I don't know that any poems rhymed.
No. Not
that poems have to rhyme, but heads up for anybody looking for a rhyming poem. Why is he calling my name? I'm in the middle of, he has no idea I'm in the middle of a podcast. Yeah, I liked that she talked about mundane things, that not all of it was, romance and poetry and, like that. But
I just feel like in her presenting of the mundane things, it was always the negative side of it. I think that's the takeaway. Not that these things were so like out of whatever, like it really was about day-to-day life. But it was always like I don't know. I felt like I was talking to my mother. Like everything was like,
oh, wow.
Depressing.
I'm suffering through.
Yeah, I'm suffering through. And it's like, sure, American sucks. Nobody ever wants to fucking do it. But it's also 10 minutes and it's over. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the end of the world. Like,
I kind of agree with you. I felt like she was
don't know.
suffering through these things.
Yeah.
The things that she was presenting were really kind of insufferable. And instead of
a little
like
bit more than they needed to be, in my opinion.
I think that was the way I felt about it too. And you just felt seen.
Yeah. It's so funny. I thought that we would have nothing to talk about today because I thought we'd all go, relatable.
Well, I have proof that she was depressed.
The other one
right here.
that I thought there was one other one that was relatable. But
which one?
Go ahead.
Oh my God.
The Cure.
That's the one that is proof that she's depressed. It starts with, I was depressed. There were no poems or conversations. I sat around in my flannel suit until a thick fog filled up my entire body, floated me through every room. Have you ever seen a ghost inside a lady making dinner for her children? I chopped the carrots down to nothing. At last, one morning, I sat down at a table of my women. Oh, cathedrals of light, triumph of love and sweet devotion. They called it breakfast. I called it the cure. Well, I love that she loves her girlfriends.
Yeah.
But I don't like that she's depressed in her everyday life.
Yeah.
Haven't you felt that way when you're making another freaking dinner? Like, oh my God, we got to eat every day. Like, I feel like that.
I maybe feel exhaustion, but I don't feel depression.
They are two sides of
No,
a coin.
exhaustion and depression are not even. You don't take Prozac for exhaustion.
But they're very similar. They're very similar. It's just a feeling of being drained.
I
don't know. Depression to me has a sense of dread or doom. Exhaustion to me is about an energy level. But maybe they are one and the same, but I don't think so. Because the only thing I remember dreading was putting Isla to bed when she was like 18 months old and kept getting out of bed for 3 hours. And then I would start crying like an hour before bedtime. But I don't know even if I was depressed. I was just like in massive dread. Maybe I don't know what depression is. Maybe I've never really been depressed. No, I was depressed as a child. I don't feel the depressed like I felt as a child as an adult. So maybe I don't think I understand what depression is.
Yeah, and I'm not sure dread is the same thing, right? Like I've definitely felt like, oh my God, we have to make dinner again. Can't people just like survive on air?
Yeah, just eat out of a cereal box for once, for God's sake.
Right? Like whatever, you'll be fine. Have a chicken nugget, it's fine. But like, I don't know. I just...
Oh, well, I will just say that I have definitely been there chopping vegetables and just thinking, oh my God, shoot me. Like, if I was a gazillionaire, this is the thing that I would outsource.
That's funny.
Is dinner.
I do not enjoy dinner. Like it's my low energy time of the day. And I don't like spinning all the plates and having everything come off at the same time. And raising when the kids were little and they were more needy around that time, I just thought, oh, somebody take me away at dinner time. Preparing dinner was not, yeah.
So you really related to this poem?
Yeah. I mean, at a different time in my life.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah. And I wouldn't have called it depression, and I don't even know if she was clinically depressed. She's just saying I was depressed. Like, because you can also, I think depression is one of those things that you throw around like we talked about like, it's not necessarily clinical. You could just go like, oh, I'm so depressed. They canceled somebody somewhere.
Yeah.
And I love that show.
Yeah.
I'm not clinically depressed because of it. It just makes me sad. So, we don't really know. She didn't talk about whether or not she was clinically depressed and prescribed something for it.
She
was in flannels.
Poems.
And she was in flannels. She was like, what does it say? I was depressed. There were no poems or conversation. I sat around in my flannel suit until a thick fog filled up my entire body. That sounds depressed. And I floated from room to room. Have you ever seen a woman who's a ghost on the inside? And that sounds kind of depressed.
Yes, but if you're truly depressed, breakfast with your girlfriends isn't going to make everything better. So if you're clinically depressed, that's the kind of thing that's like, oh my God, I just need a babysitter and a night off and get me out with my girlfriends.
Isn't it interesting how we have different perspectives?
I know. I know.
That's what makes a great lively book club.
I did not anticipate this at all. I really didn't. Yeah. And now I feel kind of weird for because I have notes and notes and notes.
Give me the notes. I want to hear the positive. I want to hear your positive spin. It's not just my opinion or Cathy's. She's always a contrary.
Well, now now I'm reading this and I'm like, okay, you're going to think that this is depressing too.
Don't second guess yourself. It's your experience of
marriage poem, which is very early on. It was one of the first poems in the book. And the lines from this: the happiest hours of my life have been alone, watching my family through a window. I love my life except for the noise of it. And I thought, oh my God, there have been moments in my life, again, when the kids were little and it was so chaotic, and to see Richard in the yard playing with them and hear them laughing or whatever, I was like, just need a little remove from this. It was a little too noisy. People pulling on me, somebody following me into the bathroom. I just need a little space to breathe.
God, that's so funny. I was like, she's so depressed. Like, who wants to watch their family through a window and not be a part of it?
I was like, I want to be on the inside.
Yes. Like, how awful is that?
No, but I've always been a very present. I was a stay-at-home mom.
No one's questioning that. But like, that's so funny.
But yeah, the moments of
your takeaway was
because I'm relating to this how I felt,
of course,
which was give me that 5 minutes, and then I'm like, oh, I want to jump in, like I want to go throw the ball too, but so I'm perceiving that to be like 5 minutes, like the happiest hours of my life, but the hours of my life, I'm perceiving that to be 2 minutes here,
moments.
5 minutes there. Like these moments that add up to literally a couple of hours of your life. Those were the happiest times of my life when I could step back and go, oh, this is great.
Well, that's the thing about poetry, right? In my opinion, poetry leaves a lot for interpretation.
Yeah.
For your own interpretation and what that makes you feel. That's poetry to me is so personal when you read poetry. And it affects you in a very personal way. So the way that you perceive this is 100% accurate. And the way that I perceived it is 100% accurate. That's what poetry is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Is make you think or feel what's going on with you. I mean, The Prophet is one of the most powerful books I ever read for me. Now, someone else might read this book and go, I don't, it's a little too like, touchy-feely or something. But for me, it was very personal. So I think it's amazing that you read this book. It was like, I can relate to her so strongly. And then I read the same words and go, I cannot relate to her as much. I do relate to her, but not as strongly. Like I relate to being exhausted. I remember when my girls were really little and I would get a sitter and I would go to dinner with Christine and Julie once a month. And I'd be like, thank the Lord. But I don't remember feeling what she described juxtaposed. I'm sure I probably did to an extent, but you give birth to a baby and a hormone secretes and you forget everything. So I could be doing that also. I'm in menopause. Maybe I forgot all of those downtrodden moments, and just remember the good times. That's also probably a very powerful coping mechanism for anybody who had a lot of not so great memories growing up, how you how you reframe things so that it's tolerable. That may be what my brain's doing too. I mean, I definitely did not enjoy cooking dinner, but I definitely did not cook dinner like in my flannels internally with a gray fog. That I don't relate to. That invokes a feeling. That's such a powerful visual that I'm in my flannels and my body is full of a gray fog is very clear for me. And I definitely didn't relate to feeling full of gray fog. I felt exhausted, and tired, and like I hate to cook. But so I don't know. It's so interesting, isn't it? How everybody interprets and feels about poetry, which is why poetry is important. So cool she wrote a book of poetry.
Did we ever even say what this book is called?
How about now?
How about now?
How about
called
now, by
It's right
Kate Baer?
Yeah. And I'm supposed to be starting my book clubs with an introduction of the book and the author, and I completely forgot my own. So yes.
You can do it now and backtrack it.
And I've already forgotten the name of it again. Kate Baer is her name.
How about now?
How about now? I actually love this poem. At what moment do we fail?
Yep.
Right? When girls replace what they want to be when they grow up, writer, actor, doctor, astronaut, with a single word, thin. I was like, wow. I just got chills when I read that out loud.
Yeah.
Wow. What a statement, right?
Powerful, but also depressing.
It's depressing, but it's true. It's depressing
I'm
because
not saying it's
true.
not, but again, I feel like the outlook on life is so
Raw.
abysmal.
She has a raw outlook on life. This is very raw because it is true. It's 100% true. And it's fucking depressing. But it's true.
Yes. Yeah, that I will agree with you on. Depressing, but I also thought it was great.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, some of this, I was like, some of this needs to be said so that people can relate, can feel like seen, like you're talking about. Some of it, like that would make a lot of women feel seen. They gave up their dreams to be thin or to be fill in the blank, but thin is a pretty powerful one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do you have in your notes?
Oh,
Kathy,
goodness.
do you have any more notes?
I'm just reading them and I'm like, oh my God, I know exactly what you guys are going to say. But,
well, at least we're predictable.
So this one, I came to this earth for pleasure. I came to this earth for pleasure, but all I found were complications. Good sex, love, sleep. None of it free or easy or without a little note attached that says, don't overdo it, you piece of shit. Maybe that's what heaven is. All our pleasures dissolved easily under the tongue. I love that.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, she's a very good writer.
Yeah, that is true.
Very good because she evokes feelings with every poem. I don't think that I had any poem that I didn't react to somehow.
Okay, how about this one? How it will happen. And there'll be no time to think, no time to pray and ask God for a different body. In my dreams, the music plays, but here there is no music, just the world and all its noise. You asking how long, and me wondering how to add up one great life without knowing you. That was the one, that's not the entirety of the poem, but that was about running into somebody that you once loved and are no longer in contact with, that we all hope that we're going to be like glammed up, looking the best you've ever looked, and you're probably going to look the worst you've ever looked. And just, you know, how that is depressing. I'll grant you that. It's kind of depressing, but it's real that there are people, not just, I don't just mean a romantic love, but like, you know, a good friend who you've maybe fell out with or just, you know, haven't been in contact with for whatever reason. And to run into somebody and think, I think there was a detail in that poem too about like you're wearing clothes I've never seen before. How would I have seen them? You know, like
I haven't seen
people are living these complete lives without you, and to that was very bittersweet.
Yes, that's an interesting thing to write. I've thought too, like she's writing poems about her day-to-day life. It's proof that your regular life, day-to-day life can be inspiring. You know, it inspired her to write poetry about it. That's amazing. Inspiration comes where you look for it, I think, not necessarily where you create it.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I wonder when she writes. Wonder if she comes up with some of this while she's in her flannels filled with gray fog. And she goes, you know what? I'm in flannels with gray fog. And it just comes out of her.
There was a point in the book where I was like, where's I need to know, what is her life like? Is she depressed? What is going on with this woman?
Because but it doesn't mean that they're autobiographical. Because
I know they're not. But it certainly feels that way. They're written like they are.
They are, but I mean, she could be writing that the gray flannels might have been about her friend or neighbor, about some mom that she saw dropping their kids off at school and thinking, wow, she looks depressed.
Yeah.
I wonder what her life is like.
Yeah.
They're written as though it's her experience.
Yeah. It seems like they're her.
It certainly does, but I don't, we don't know for sure. I would love to know if that's true or not. Part of the other thing I was thinking about was it's so interesting how she takes these mundane things and, in my opinion, writes the depressing aspect of it, right? And then I think about your husband who does the exact same thing, takes this mundane shit and makes it funny, right? How does the brain work that way? Where you interpret this everyday life, making dinner and feeling like it's the biggest burden. And for him, making dinner becomes this
a
comedy
TV show downstairs.
Right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How does that, what's the difference in the human psyche that makes us see things, the exact same thing, so differently?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah. I don't know that we can answer that. I mean, we're all have a different interpretation of the word. So it's just really interesting that we can all see the same thing so differently.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, that's really a good point, because Bert would take all of her experiences and write them into jokes.
Right.
They'd all just be jokes.
Yeah.
And he would probably have some of the same feelings of as we're assuming or presuming that she's depressed. He's depressed sometimes. He's down, and it turns it into a big joke. That's a really good question. I wonder what makes someone have that certain proclivity. And I just apparently stuff mine down and sing a song instead. I don't know. Just go, we're not going to deal with that at all.
Never
Next
mind.
week. I don't know. What else? Do you have any more notes?
There was that poem for my son on his 13th birthday, which was just basically about being a parent in general. But I'm watching you grow into yourself. The front seat by the stage is worn. Give me your drama and delight. I'll clutch my roses, wave from behind the orchestra, and try not to ruin you.
Aw.
I know. I know, Cathy. I know. But it's so true, though. I mean, I literally the other day, I was thinking about my kids and how they are very different fashion-wise. One is very into her look and fashion. The other will literally just throw on a t-shirt and jeans, t-shirt and leggings every day of her life.
Yeah.
Very different. And one will spend a lot of time with her hair and makeup, and one does not. And I started blaming myself for that because the first kid, both of my kids went to an outdoor preschool, co-op preschool, and I knew they were going to be in the sand and everything. So I just went to Walmart, got the cheapest t-shirts and leggings, and threw the kid in that. Thought, you know what, they're going to be painting, they're going to get dirty. And meanwhile, every other kid was showing up in a formal gown. You know what it was like. I mean, I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but certainly in LA, the kids are all decked out at the park, and they're going down the slide, and they're in art class, and they're doing pottery and getting filthy in a tutu and glitter and sparkles and all that stuff. And so I threw the first kid in that, and the first kid is not interested in clothes, grew up not interested in clothes. And the second kid was born premature and in the hospital, was in the NICU for 2 months and wasn't wearing actual clothes, was in a diaper and hooked up to everything and couldn't wear actual clothes. And when she got out of the hospital, I was I'm burning this all down. We're going to wear all the clothes, all the fancy stuff. She's really into clothes now. And I was I've created this. It's my fault.
It probably
It's my
is.
fault. And Richard is like, oh my God, like you can turn anything into your fault. What is wrong with you? And I'm like, this is just where my brain goes, that there's a way that I can make it my fault. So.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Do you think that's learned?
Yes.
You do. Interesting. Learned behavior is powerful, isn't
Right,
it?
because think about it, right? Switch your kids. If your first one was into fashion and your second wasn't, you could make the same argument. I didn't throw her in the fancy stuff, so now she does it on her own. And the second one, I only put her in fancy stuff, so now she won't wear any of it, right? You literally could make the argument for anything.
That's true.
And they have free will.
And then there's free will.
And then there's
And
Just
that's
so
the
you know.
truth.
Yeah.
Eating well during the holidays can feel impossible. That's why I use Factor's chef-prep, dietitian-approved meals to help me stay balanced and energized through the most indulgent time of the year. More variety, more meals. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. Support your wellness goals. Enjoy even more GLP-1 friendly meals and new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and good-for-you fats. Savor global flavors. For the first time, try Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. For more choices to better nutrition, that's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Feel the difference no matter your routine. I love Factor meals because they are so delicious, and you pop them in the microwave and you have a nice, well-balanced, healthy meal in minutes. And I love their smoothies. I add protein powder to it, and now I have a protein shake. Love Factor meals. Eat smart at factormeals.com/party50off and use code party50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code party50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. This exclusive holiday offer won't last. Lock in your savings before the New Year rush. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Well, I dressed both my kids adorably, and now they both look like a dumpster fire. They leave my house, and I go, wow. How do you even make it worse? I don't even know if you can. Like maybe add a couple safety pins and some staples to hold some shit together. It's horrible. And I shopped at Target, Walmart. I never went fancy like crazy. But yeah, I don't know. So I dressed them both cute, so now they're both walking dumpster fires, both of them. Mm-hmm. They're adorable from the neck up. And then everything in the neck down, I'm like, wow. Okay.
That's just Gen Z, though. That's just...
Is it?
I think so. Because even my fancy one is usually in...
Thrift store clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in... But there's style.
Yeah, there is style. They do come up with some style. Yeah. Isla's gotten hardcore into Von Dutch. Do you remember Von Dutch clothes from the 90s? She's like all about it. And I'm like, okay, well, at least it has a little razzle dazzle. But before it literally looked like she is a dumpster fire. But anyway, anything else you'd like to say about these poems or any poems? I have several poems, but I feel like we're going to end up reading the whole book.
I know. Well, actually, there are a ton of poems. There's probably about 120 poems.
I don't know.
No, not that many. Because I think it's only 116 pages.
Yeah, but it's like
Where's the one?
One poem per page.
Yeah, that's true.
They're very short poems.
They are. We've been reading them. They're really short. Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
Interview with a male moderator at a decorated literary event.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember this one?
Mm-hmm.
Question. Do you ever feel that men might feel alienated from your work? Answer. Do you ever feel that men are missing out on the richest parts of humanity? Women learn from an early age to sit with one another in great discomfort. Bad parents, broken hearts, throbbing menstrual cramps. Have you ever stepped onto a playground, peeked inside our bathroom, walked through villages or coffee shops and noticed women talking? Once you look, your eye will always find us. It's our oldest comfort and our greatest power to be able to sit without agenda and let suffering know she is not alone. I actually really liked that.
Yeah.
And yesterday, Bert shot an episode of Something's Burning with, do you remember the actress Amy Smart?
Yeah.
Amy Smart.
Oh, cool.
And her husband, Carter Osterhaus, he's like a DIY guy, like on TV. And they're the loveliest, most regular, amazing couple. I felt like I was on a double date. But they were, Bert and Carter were talking about how their wives use too many words. And Amy stopped and she went, no, I need to fully express. Like, I need to get into what are my thoughts, and I need to be able to say all of them. And Carter's like, yeah, I don't need to know that. I don't need to know all that. And what a disconnect it is from men and women. I think that men and women probably feel exactly like that. They just said it very clearly in one moment together, because Bert never listens to me tell a whole story. He'll be like, get to the point. And I'm like,
Richard does the same thing. He's always like, oh, to make short story long. And I'm like, but I'm telling you the context and the details and the funny parts.
And this is the way I work.
Yeah.
And this is what I need. Yeah. I need to be able to say all these words. I have all these words. I want to use them. You know, when I read this, I printed it out because I really resonated with it. And then talking to her yesterday, I was like, that's the same thing, you know? I think women are just wired so different than men. Anyway.
Yeah.
I like that poem. That one
I really liked the one, I guess it's depressing, Cathy, but called Meanwhile. It was a poem about always having our phones out, taking pictures and videos of everything. And this is just a little snippet from it. But on vacation, we show them the waves, the children playing in the sand. We say, look, phone. And the whole poem is written like that. Yeah. And it's very powerful and true. The last concert that I went to, it was just like, what? Why on earth? Why are we taking videos of this? Like it's going to be a shitty video. And it's just so somebody can post it on the socials and oh, I was there. It's like, I don't want to see people's videos of fireworks.
Right.
We know what fireworks look like. Yeah. Experience it. Like, but I mean, that I'm known among the girls as the monster with the phone.
You are the photographer.
But I like taking pictures of people so that we have those, so that we can document them at those ages and to be like, oh my God, look, remember when we were in Wadawi? Remember when Tatiana caught all those fish? Remember all of those things? But it's such a fine line, right? Like of having those memories and being able to go in and go, oh wow, we've had some good times like this year.
It is. It's a weird thing. I think I'm disconnected from it. I did not take a single picture of Thanksgiving. Not one.
Yeah.
And then the next day I went, oh my God, I didn't take any pictures. I don't have a Thanksgiving. My daughters were home. What a dummy. I think I've disconnected it a little too much. Yeah. You know, where we used to bring a camera and make sure we got a picture because you took one or two and that was it. But I don't know. I just totally forgot. What were you going to say, Cathy?
No, same sort of thing. Like I'm not good at taking pictures, right? Like I don't generally pull out the phone to take the photos. And I've missed so many things in that context. But have you missed it? Because it's in your brain. You remember it. It's the experience that you're going for anyway. But you're right. There is a fine line.
There's a fine line. Yeah. I should take more pictures than I do.
I really like the way she wrote it, though. That it's like, look, great. Phone, look how cool this is. Look, I'm seeing a dolphin. Look,
Yes. Yeah, I like that one too. I like that one too. Okay, listening to my friend worry about childcare where her husband scrolls for the updates on the big game. This one was funny. I've lost sight of the argument on how to produce the best version of the modern man. I only know men come from women and women come from ourselves. I was like, that's awesome. Just the title alone, I thought was really creative and very funny. And it is interesting to think about that. Men come from women and women come from women. So take note, men. Maybe you should listen a little more to women.
She's a little anti-men, though.
What's that?
I don't know. She's a little anti-men.
A little bit
of this. you know?
A little bit. I agree with you.
Like,
yeah. I think that's very much a theme today.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
I know. You're like, female empowerment. I was like, she just hates men.
No, I think.
I don't know that she hates men, but
No.
there's definitely an undercurrent of negativity towards men. Or that's what I walked away with anyway.
Or I think it's more like a superiority about women, right?
I think it's a love
Maybe.
of women.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But that women are superior. I mean, men came of women, women came of women. That's a superiority a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I feel like she feels like and in a lot of ways, one could argue we are superior. I mean, we're the only gender that can make life. So that is superior in some ways. But I really wouldn't want a world without men. I love women. I love my girlfriends. But I also love men. I love guys. I love bruh. I love stupid humor that is dumb and base. And, you know, not that women don't do that too, but there's something different.
But I think that she does too, because it was like that one where she's like, oh, you know, why is he talking about my boobs? Okay, now I'm thinking about sex too. And I kind of want him. I don't think it's an either or. I think it's I'm a woman, so therefore my poetry is about the female experience, which is also going to include some frustration with men because that's who my partner is. And if she was a lesbian, then she'd have frustration towards her wife too, I think. But I don't know.
One would hope.
Right.
Just kidding. One would hope she'd be frustrated.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, like even going back to the tree one, right? Like she's mostly annoyed, but I'll take the good parts. You know what I mean? Like I'm annoyed that he doesn't take my hand. I'm annoyed about all of this, but he's safe. So I don't know. Like it's not an overwhelming sense of men are great.
Yeah. I
don't know.
I have that same feeling too. Is it's like it's almost like can't live with him, can't shoot him. You know?
A little bit, yeah.
You know,
Like-
where you go, well, I'd like to feel a little bit better than that about the opposite sex.
Right. Not that they have to be great and not
No.
that you can't have complaints about them because God only knows we all do. That's for damn sure. But they could be painted in a more positive light in some ways, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe the tree could offer more than just shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she could build a house in it or something and then decorate. Maybe the tree can decorate the house and then they're a team. I don't know. I kind of felt that way too, where I was like, oh, she's just kind of like men, wah, wah. But women, we're awesome. And we're both awesome. Men are awesome. Men are so fun and so goofy and dumb and they smell bad and they're slobs. And mine cooks really good. I'll keep that. Okay, so I don't need to read all my poems, but what's our general takeaway from the book? Do we need to describe it again?
Yeah, I think we all had a very different experience of the book. And that's what makes this book club, but also book clubs in general, fun because, it's shocking to me. I literally was just reading this thinking like, well, we're not going to really have much to discuss. What else can we talk about? And I'm still kind of blown away at just how different the reactions were.
funny.
But that's,
I love it.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that makes it a good book.
It makes it a good
Poetry
book.
or a good
Yeah.
book or whatever, right? Like that's how it should be.
I agree
Yeah.
because it's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
And your own life experience is what you interpret it with and through.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So
Yeah.
I would say it's a really good book.
Yeah.
It was very well written. Good book.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed reading poetry. I think I'm going to
I enjoyed it too. I when you suggested poetry, I was like, the suggestion was also for it to be like a short book. So I was like, okay, anything short, I'm into.
Yeah.
But I would definitely put myself into the not into poetry camp in general. Not that I haven't enjoyed some in my days, but it's not something that I gravitate towards. And I really enjoyed this more than I thought that I would, and definitely ended the book thinking, oh, I should tell LeeAnn I'd love to do another poetry book sometime.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd forgotten how much it meant to me when I was young. It meant a lot to me in high school. I really got into poetry in high school, into reading it and writing it. I wrote a lot of poetry in high school. I don't know what happened to that notebook. I don't know if my dad still has it. I definitely don't have it. But I wrote a ton of poetry, and I was very into rhyming poetry. I don't know if that's called lyrical, but I was very into it's got a rhyme. But I loved it. I got into haikus in high school too, writing haiku.
My roommate, about 25 years ago, was really into haikus. So for your birthday, she would always write in the birthday card, a haiku for you. And she had a haiku for everything. And it was so much fun. It was such a quirky, like a funny little quirk of hers. And yeah.
When Bert and I were first dating, I don't remember who started it, but we challenged each other to write a haiku to each other for like a period of time. And I don't remember how long it was. It was 2 weeks or something, but like every day we'd write each other a haiku. It was really fun. Yeah, I love that. It's a puzzle of words, sort of. And how can you make the puzzle? Like writing poetry to me was like, how do I say the most in the least amount of words and make it rhyme? So it was a challenge. It's really easy to say just something straight up, but it's much harder to say something so concisely and to make it rhyme. I just thought it was so fun. I loved it. I should get back into writing poetry maybe, because that's something I could do quickly.
Well, that brings me to one of my suggestions for an upcoming book club. So I was just thinking that whatever we read, we're probably going to podcast about in January. And I was thinking about 100-day projects. So there's this book, The 100-Day Project. I cannot vouch for the book because I haven't read the book, but I know that there's a book about doing 100-day projects. And I've been doing a 100-day project that has been really great. Very small, very small.
What do you mean by 100-day project?
So where
like
you
something that takes 100 days or something you do every day for 100 days?
Either. Like it's something that, so you could do like, I'm going to do something for my business every day for 100 days or whatever. And it could be a different thing. It doesn't have to be the same thing. Or I've been doing a plank every day for like 75 days or whatever. And I like set the bar really low. I was going with what we learned from James Clear, which is to standardize before you optimize. So it was like, okay, a 15-second plank. I've never done 15. Actually, I upped it to 30 seconds. 30-second plank every day. But if I want to go longer, I can, but I don't have to. And it's been really good. It's been really good to just get me into a habit and get stronger and all that. But Camille was assigned a 100-day project in middle school that they could do anything that they wanted, but they just had to document it and like journal it and take pictures and whatever. And so she went on a walk every day and took a picture of something that she was grateful for every day. So it was like a gratitude project. And it was like her photography got better and she got into more of a habit of gratitude, of just feeling like, oh yeah, I'm grateful that we have that lizard that lives on the front porch and whatever. Anyway.
Well, but what does the book have to do? And I don't January is lots faster than 100 days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess it would just be starting something. So, and I don't know if we need to read a book to do a 100-day project. I think you can just
do a 100-day project.
You can do a 100-day project. You can do,
unless we read the book and then started the 100 days and reevaluated.
And then reevaluated like 3 months later or whatever. But
what would the book say? Do something for 100 days.
Yeah, I know.
Is it a leaflet?
It's probably something that should have been a pamphlet. Yeah.
Is it a pamphlet?
Yeah, it's probably the sort of thing that I would complain about and go, this should have been a pamphlet. This is ridiculous. This should have been a text.
I'm not saying no. I'm just a little confused.
No, I think it should have been a text.
I like a 100-day project because I was like, I should write a haiku a day for 100 days. You can write a haiku.
How great would that be?
That would be really amazing.
And really doable. Like that's the thing. I think the best 100-day projects are things that can happen in a minute.
Or 5
less,
minutes.
Or, a minute or 5 minutes. Yeah.
I will write a haiku a day for 100 days. And then I'll have 100 haikus.
Do you remember when you ladies talked about doing the lazy fit, where it was like workouts in bed, and you were going to do that as a challenge?
Did it.
Okay.
I downloaded it. I paid for the damn thing.
Too,
I did too.
I never opened it.
Miss Box.
I did one.
Over there.
Miss Box.
Be quiet.
I actually did one of those workouts.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd it go for you?
I mean, it was easy. It was fine. It's, it just didn't become a habit.
You didn't do it for 100 days?
No, but we still have the damn app. So we should try it.
Too,
should we do 100 days of lazy fit?
I think it's only 28 days. We're just going to keep repeating it.
Yeah, we'll just put it on a loop. We should do lazy fit. What we should do is come here one day and do a lazy fit and then talk about it.
Okay.
Because that would be really fun.
Okay.
We'll do that, and then we can do it for 28 days.
All right. Will you tell us what book you're thinking about?
Yeah,
yes.
I know, because I've been dying to know.
I gotta look it up. Separation of Church and Hate. Have you heard of this book?
No.
Okay. Separation of Church and Hate. It's a sane person's guide to taking back the Bible from politics. And what interested me about this book is the way that some political people weaponize the Bible and by interpreting it to fit their agenda. And so I don't know about you, but I read the Bible when I was 16 years old. I am not religious, as I've said a million times, but I am fairly familiar with the Bible. And I was really interested in hearing him tease it out and say, here's what the Bible said. Here's what this politician is saying, instead implying that he's saying this. No, this is what the Bible's actually saying. And I just thought, what an interesting read that would be. But it might not be great for Christmas. Merry Christmas, Separation of Church and Hate.
It sounds great. I'd read it.
But I don't know how long it is. It may be 100.
I think it's about 300 pages.
Let's see. It is 9 hours long in audiobook.
Yeah.
That's not long.
That's not so bad. But that was what I was interested in reading. Yeah. Separation of Church and Hate.
Do it.
That's also, it's going to be in January anyway.
Yeah.
So it'll be after Christmas.
But anyway, okay, well, I'm glad you want to read. Are you good to read Separation of Church and Hate?
Yeah, sure.
I think it would be an interesting read.
Okay. Let's do it.
Great.
Big drastic
and then Fairy Smut coming sometime in the spring.
Coming soon, Sandra. Fairy Smut.
At some point.
In the spring. Yeah, she better make it good. It better be good smut.
Sandra, there's a lot of pressure.
I know, right? She yesterday was like, how about the Fairy Smut book? And I was like, we don't even title it anymore. We just straight call it Fairy Smut. And I was like, I can't do it. Can't do it. Well,
this will be so much lighter. What a good choice.
We can't read Jill's book because it's really heavy. So we're going to read about
the Separation of Church and Hate. Well,
but no
one's dying. Yeah. And unfortunately we know the end of your friend's book, that she passes away. And then I'm like, oh my God, that breaks my heart already.
Yeah.
Hopefully no one's dying from Separation of Church and Hate. We'll see. Well, thank you for reading the How About Now? I'm glad we read that book.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really glad we read it.
I liked it.
100 Days of Haiku, huh?
Yeah.
So we'll schedule a time in the next few weeks to do that stupid lazy fit. We may have to do it over here where there's open space and we have some like straight back chairs that we can do our thing in.
Stuff.
I think that would be really funny. Do you think? I think it would be funny.
Can I wear leggings?
You can wear whatever
not leggings, like leg warmers. That's what we should do, right?
Yes.
Oh my God! Right in our little workout gear.
Bert has a collection of Britney Spears leggings. Maybe I can bring us each a Britney Spears legging. They're pretty amazing. They're pretty amazing.
That's amazing.
They're pretty amazing. All right. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it.